so this is not going to be a makeup video. I'm just going to be talking while I do my makeup to you guys. And I just want to just be very transparent in this post. I feel like lately God just has been having me in a very reflective state. So that's the first observation, is knowing what season God has you in and living according to that season. Because sometimes we try to live outside the season, rush past the season. But girl, I have been taking my time with the seasons, okay? Time. Yes, this season I'm being very reflective and I'm honoring where I am, respecting where God has me. But I am feeling very, very, let me be mindful because our words are powerful. So let's not, confess something that's not necessarily true. But I feel like I'm mourning. I feel like I'm mourning the loss of who I was. And I'm mourning the loss of someone, right? And we don't talk about it often, and maybe it's not even something really to talk about, but we don't talk about when we are in Christ and we have already said yes to God and we have already yielded our life, our will, all those things. We don't talk about the dying to yourself daily aspect. And sometimes when your seasons change, and I'm just speaking at this moment from experience, but when your seasons change, depending on how much God is doing in you and through you, it doesn't always feel good. It doesn't always feel good. It sometimes feels very painful, and it's like, God, why are you doing this to me? But it's really just your flesh is dying. And today, all this week, really starting Sunday, I just been mourning. I've been mourning who I thought I would be when certain things happened to me, who I thought I would be, who I thought I was, and seeing that I'm not that person that I thought I was, who I believed that I was for so long. And it is sad. It is sad to lose that. It's kind of like a butterfly, caterpillar, that skin, that shedding. It's a process of, to me, I have been in a process of mourning, just the shedding of that layer off of myself. And I'm not sad about it. I'm excited. I'm happy, but I feel something. I'm feeling something. And it's kind of it's not a painful feel that I have. It's literally, all I can describe it as is mourning. You're mourning the loss of, sometimes you know how we misplace our stuff and we feel a way about misplacing our stuff. That's kind of how I feel. It's I'm not super sad about it, but I am man, it doesn't feel good to shed that extra layer, that caterpillar skin. That doesn't feel good right now, although I'm going through. But I just wanted to encourage someone who may also be feeling that way. So I'm not almost done with my makeup, but this video is almost done. But I want to encourage someone who feels a way about having to let go. When you let go and when you really mourn, you allow God to get into that place, into that crevice that has been you focused for so long. And that's how I'm feeling today. I'm feeling when this situation happened, and it wasn't something huge or terrible. It just something that caused me to really let go of my idea or my take on how this would be I don't know. I'm trying not to expose my business. And so I am mourning the expectation that I had for a situation that was unrealistic to God's will and plan for my life. There we go. That's how you say that. And not just my life, but those that are associated in my life. So things that I just had an expectation, God, I thought I could God my way into something, or God people out of something. God could do it. God could do it. And God can do it. And God is going to do it. But it's God. He's God. He sits high and looks low. The earth is a footstool to him. The clouds are but dust. Do you know how big clouds are? And that's dust. Look down. When Tiffany did that Covered by God, she picked up some dirt off the floor, some dust. That's what the clouds are to God. You know how big he is? We serve a big God. But y'all, I'm mourning, and as a Christian, I don't know if it's accepted, because God has been renewing me from my worldly life into this Christian following him life. And I don't really hear much people talk about the process of mourning and shedding, because your yes puts you where God wants you to be, which means that causes you to leave behind your comfort zone, leave behind your favorite seat, leave behind your favorite friends and things like that, because it's a separation, you know? And it's only a season, because you go through the season. You may go through the season and, you know, the more yielded you are, the season may not be as long, but the more restricted or restrained you are, the worse it may be. But I'm just yielding in, y'all. I'm just yielding all the way in. So I just want to encourage someone, like, just yield all the way in. If God is turning you into a beautiful butterfly, yield all the way in to the cocoon. Yield all the way into the hibernation, like the seclusion, the covering, like go all the way in. Don't let the enemy have you pulling back, and because it just slows down your process. Like, what if a caterpillar was just like, I don't want to be a butterfly yet, and like was rebelling against, you know? Go through that metamorphosis stage. That's what a butterfly does. Like, because it's not dying, but it is kind of like dying. And that's us. Like, we not dying, but we're dying. Okay, we're dying to this flesh, and the flesh don't like it. But yeah, I'll check back in when I'm done with my makeup. I just wanted to share that encouragement with someone today, that go through the process with God. Go through it. Feel all the feels. Talk to him about it. I don't even have words. I just have a worship song right now. Like, it's my sister friend sent it to me. It is by Warehouse Worship, Nothing Else, All About You, Jesus at the Center. Girl, Jesus at the Center has been my one, okay? Let me play it. Here's the song. Yes. Jesus, you. I am loving this color. I love this color for summer. And like spring, like we're in spring, I love this. And I like to mix it. This is not supposed to be a makeup video, but I like to mix it with a little more pink. Oh, it's like beautiful shades. I love this. It's like the dusty. Oh, I just love it. I love it. Get a book. And that's how I feel. Like, I literally feel, I feel like crying right now. Like, I really feel that, guys. Like, nothing in this world, nothing, no one, Jesus. Everything revolves around you. Jesus. You see how pretty that blended out? Oh, nothing else matters. Nothing in this world. Oh, Jesus, you're the center. Everything revolves around you. Jesus. Okay, that's pretty. I like that. We're just letting that, you know, our concealer mattify, dry down a little bit. It's not supposed to be a makeup video, but here I am giving y'all some makeup video. Today I'm going to a professional environment, so I don't want my makeup to be too, you know, so I'm doing something a little more lighter. I did do some foundation, I did do some concealer. You guys see me doing it, but I didn't talk you through it. So now I am just, you know, blending out my concealer. I forgot to put on primer. That y'all did see that too. Like, I put my moisturizer on, but I didn't put primer. I don't know if I told you guys, but I don't always use primer, not because I don't want my makeup to last, but sometimes I don't, it's not a habit of mine. I've only recently got into using primer because it's one of like my skincare steps. But it's mandatory to me now, but I still forget because I don't do it all. I haven't done that. I haven't done that all the time. Oh, hell, the slow. See how that like blended out perfect? And y'all know the trick. We're gonna take our foundation brush. We're gonna take our foundation brush and we're gonna also like blend the line. So in one of my videos, I was like, you don't want to line of demarcation, and a line of demarcation is this. This is a lighter color than that, and that is where we can tell that they're not blended out. You always want to work and blend out those edges, right? Like you can still tell, but it's not as obvious. And you just want to always press it. I feel like that made such a huge difference because now there's no lines. It's just blended out. Lines are not meant to be seen, okay? Lines are meant to be blurred. And so we want to always press the line until it's no more. And I typically like to do it with my foundation brush, especially when it becomes my bronzing, like my browner shade and my lighter shade, because our faces naturally have radiance to it in those areas, our T-zone areas. Like the center of our face typically pulls more brighter, lighter. The outer part of our face typically pulls more contrast, which is where the shadows are, our cheekbones, our neckline, our forehead. Like, so I don't even know if that makes sense. But we're going to take that same concealer brush. As y'all know, we're going to blend out this concealer underneath our nose. I actually think I'm going to use a beauty blender today. Y'all don't judge me, okay? I need to clean my brushes, and this is my favorite one. This one, I got to look up who it's by. This one is this beauty blender that I like to use all the time because that's my business. But this one is my favorite because it like has a soft texture on it. It's not like the other beauty blender. It's just, I don't know how to describe it. It's just better. Okay, it's better, and I just like it. Keep saying I don't know. Lately, my concealer been drying down too fast. Like it don't move. What that lady said? It don't move. My hair, it don't move. That's funny. But yeah, we're just gonna blend that out. How do you blend out? You just by pressing, not dragging. Press, tap, 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 tap. Tap it outwards. Expand it. See? And I'm gonna really get up in here on this side because this side is okay, it's not as dry down as the other side. That other side was like real dry. Peace on. When you're pressing in your concealer with a beauty blender, your wrist is your friend. Like you could press your concealer in like this all the way around, but there's an angle. And I feel like this line is better when it's parallel to your eyelid. But when this point is there, like you're not getting as close as you can. So turn it so the, what is this? Like the flat part is parallel to your eye as you press it out. Let the, the tip be your direction and where you are pressing out to. I am hoping I'm doing a good job with explaining that. However, the exception is this is a corner, right? So we want to use this to be in the corner. You want to use the beauty blender in all of its angles. So like I'm pressing here and then I'm quickly turning it. I'm pressing it in and then I'm quickly turning it. So that's also a tip. Also a little tip Now with your eyelids, same thing, same angles. You want that point to be in the corner of your eye, because that's a point technically, and then you want to press with the flatness of the beauty blender. Again, you can press like this, but you're not covering as much what is this, you're not covering as much of your base as you can when you do it like at an angle. Glory be to God. Okay, glory. So yeah, pressing in to all the places, and as you move down your face, so like this is a corner, but you don't have to use the big old thing. What's comfortable is like that, a little, because we're just working at the concealer here. And then I'm still doing the same thing. That point is in the corner of my eye. And I'm just blending out to the best of my abilities. I think I need to put some more concealer right there. Okay, wait. Okay, so let me explain. Okay, so this side, it was not dried down all the way, so it looks better, right? And this side, it dried down so much that it looks like a little spotchy right there. So what I'm going to do, and I watched a lot of people do this, you just want to add some fresh concealer on top, and it doesn't have to be a lot. And then you're going to blend that out. You're going to give that a few seconds, and then you're going to blend it out so it can stick. But until then, we're going to set this eye. So always make sure when you are setting and baking and all those things, there's no creases, because the way that you set it, the way that you bake it, that's the way that it's going to stay. So we want to always make sure there's no lines, the concealer is not creasing. We don't want any creasing, so we want to always press. We're going to then take our pressed powder. So we have pressed powder. This is natural poreless pressed powder. This over here is powder foundation, and maybe I'll go into it in depth of what the differences are, but foundation is typically my skin tone, so this will be set wherever I put foundation that doesn't have the contour in the blush. That's pressed foundation powder. Pressed powder you can use like foundation, it just doesn't have as much longevity, and it does not have the coverage that you will want for an all-day face. Does it even say? Yeah, it just says pressed powder. So pressed powder versus loose powder, they do the same thing. They set your face, right? And then after they set your face, you just have one that's pressed in the pan, and then you have one that's loose. And this is considered setting powder, and this is considered, it doesn't say, it just says up to 12 hours and long lasting shine control. So this is what our setting powder does as well. I don't know if you needed that tip, but here I am giving it to you. So making sure no creasing, because I was just talking to y'all. I'm going to take the pressed powder. Now I don't always show this part, but I don't use the same side I use for concealer. I actually use the opposite side, which is more round. So we have a flat side. That's the flat side right here. And then you have the more round side. I typically use concealer side, which is flat. And then I take the pressed powder. I do swipe across. And then I press that with the round side. And I still use it as the angle, you know. Still turning it. Still using it in my favor. And then as you can see, I set underneath my eye. And I'm just making sure I'm pressing it in as good as possible. We want it to stick to our foundation, which is going to do, but you just want to ensure. Use all the angles of the beauty blender if you like. So now I'm using the bottom, which I sometimes use for blush. I'm using the bottom just to press out those edges. And that's that. So now, again, using the same rounded side, I'm going to take the Morphe setting powder. So let's see. This says setting powder. This says easy bake, loose baking and setting powder. So baking is setting, right? So if this is baking powder and this is setting powder, with baking powder or with the powder that says baking, you just can apply more product and leave it for a longer duration of time. So I'm going to start with this Morphe one. I really like the Morphe one. I feel like drugstore makeup is very affordable. I feel like, and it has good quality. So don't y'all ever be knocking the drugstore stuff, because the drugstore stuff works. So then we want to press it into our pan, right? Into the loose, and then we want to also press it onto our skin so that it's evenly on this applicator. This is important when we are using the angles of the brush. pointy side inside, press, 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 press outward. You can also start outward and come in, so it's not so much on the inner. Also, to each his own. So yeah, see? And then you just keep pressing that in, right? So this is where I feel like most setting powders can be a baking powder, although it may not have the same effect. Where, you know how I applied a lot and now I'm pressing it in. I'm gonna take the baking powder, right? Because it says it's baking powder. It also is pigmented, right, with the little warm undertones. Warm undertones are typically like, I don't really know, but it's warm because it's more yellow or orange, right? Press that for even distribution of it. And then this is what baking is. This is when I apply it up here on my face. I apply it underneath my eye, and then I leave it. I don't keep pressing it. I don't keep. This is an old technique. Many people do not do this anymore. This was a huge thing. I sometimes don't bake with this much. I just press it in, and then I leave it. I don't press it all into my skin. There we go. All right, so let's go over here. Make sure this is not back what it was before. All right, okay. Hey, Alexa, what time is it?
Good morning, Tavon. The time is 11:47 a.m.
47? Oh my gosh, 11:47. I got somewhere to be at. Okay, so we are going to cut this short because I'm really on my verge to be running late, but it's like, how did I start getting ready and now I'm late again? I don't get this. I'm not understanding my time management, but here we are. Okay, so as you can see, that blemishing look went away. And we're just gonna be done right here. Like this, we're gonna set the under eye. Here we go. I'm pressing off some of that makeup. I'm gonna use the round side with, this shade is actually 230. They got a mirror on the back of there. Get enough on my beauty blender. Press it into my skin since I just did that. And then we're gonna be done. I'm gonna see you guys later when I get back, when I get some free time, because I don't have free time right now. Okay, bye. So I put a lot of powder on so I can show you guys baking, right? If you were to bake, and the purpose of it, then you want to go in and press and like press off what you don't want to stay, right? See how much has left? You just press that into your face and dust. Press and dust, like, and now it's gone. So I did want to come back and show y'all the difference, right? I was like, wait, I need to show them me taking it off. Okay, so it's not super bright. I don't look crazy, but it's gonna be set for a couple hours, like hours, okay? Hours. Okay, so I told you guys I was gonna come back. Now I'm in the car laying down because I'm a little tired. But yeah, and the lighting is really good right here, look. So this is what my makeup looks like after baking, and I didn't even get a chance to do my eyebrows, but they don't look bad, huh? But yeah, this is my makeup, what I did today on camera with y'all. So I want to just show y'all my face. I just came back from outside. I did shoot a video in the car to show y'all what my face looked like, but yeah, I was rushing today.